I'd almost forgotten how warm the sun could feel on my skin. Lately, I've been sitting on these stone steps by the canal, half hoping a gondola will actually come to pick me up and whisk away my troubles. Instead, I just stare at the rippling water under the Ponte di Rialto, letting the smell of salt and coffee from a nearby cafe sift through the damp morning air. I don't feel like Lily anymore. I'm just a ghost of myself. It's late, almost closing time at the little cafe. I can't sleep. So here I am, somewhere between hope and despair, tapping this out on a throwaway account because I don't even want these words in my phone's notes. I guess this is my confession or my scream or whatever. I just need someone to know how I went from the happiest I'd ever been to completely unraveling in this city of masks. It was June of last year in Venice, and I was in love, or at least I thought I was. Honestly, I'm not even sure what "in love" felt like before. But I remember that first moment. It was an afternoon after work, and I was lost at the Rialto market. The sun was warm, the market buzzing with vendors shouting prices of fish and tomatoes. I still remember how dizzy I felt just taking it all in. I rounded a corner and there he was, Alex, leaning on a gondola by the canal, a dark curl of hair falling over his eyes as he talked with a stranger. For some reason, he looked genuinely curious, like he belonged right there. We laughed about me being lost. He had an accent, a little American, a little Italian, not quite home anywhere. He was a marine biologist working at a research center on the lagoon. He told me he'd been coming to Venice every summer for work for years, but this was the first time he brought anything more than snorkeling gear. He was tall, easy smile, and he couldn't pronounce my last name right, which made me giggle. The first thing he did was hand me a gelato cone. Fior di latte, he said with a grin. We talked for hours right there by the stone steps of the canal. It felt so safe. You know, exactly like love should feel in those cheesy romance movies. We covered everything. I confessed my dream of writing a novel someday, and he told me about snorkeling in Indonesia when he was a kid. That day, in the middle of St. Mark's Square while a carnival band played, he scooped me up for a slow dance. Just us, under strings of lights and the open sky. He whispered after, "I love you." My heart nearly burst. I said it back without even thinking. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. That night I stopped taking my antidepressants. Something about being with him felt like life finally plugging back in after years of darkness. My best friend Sophia was there, cheering us on from the sidelines in a black carnival mask. She even snapped a picture of us dancing on the plaza steps. I looked at Sophia after we danced, wanting to share that high, but she just took the photo and walked away. At the time, I didn't think much of it. I mean, what kind of person wants to interrupt a perfect dance? I chalked it up to carnival chaos. But looking back now, I can see that was the first tiny crack in everything. We were blissfully inseparable all summer. Every Sunday, we'd hop on a Vaporetto just for fun, ride it past hidden canals to the edge of the city, and wander wherever the alleyways took us. Sometimes we spoke Italian to each other just for practice. We ate gelato sitting on steps by the water. We snuck into a tiny B&B on Murano one night, pretending it was for work, but really we just wanted more time alone. Surrounded by glass blowers and explosions of colorful glass, we kissed and laughed like two teenagers under fireworks. Sophia was still around, playing her part as our cheerleader. She had moved to Venice with me when I first arrived, making the city feel less foreign. We shared an apartment looking for a place to call our own. Sophia was from Florence too and had welcomed me like family. She used to be genuinely supportive of Alex. In fact, she was the one who introduced us. She said I needed someone like him, someone who'd add adventure to my life. We went on double dates with some of her college friends so she could get to know him. At the time, I thought it was cute of her, like we were a little team. But by early October, things started to shift. I had gotten a promotion at work, which I should have been celebrating, but Sophia acted funny about it. One evening before a big client pitch, she insisted on helping me rehearse at her apartment. We spent hours on it. The whole time, she nitpicked the smallest details as if she thought I was losing my mind, or maybe losing the competition. It was weird, but I just assumed I was nervous. Afterward, when we walked home at midnight eating pizza from a late-night shop, she was quiet. We didn't even laugh at anything silly like before. I should have realized it was more than exhaustion, but I missed it. Then came the night that shattered everything. I was in the middle of that big presentation in a fancy boardroom, still wearing the midnight blue dress Grandma got me for Christmas. The projector's bulb flared and died. The slides froze. My throat went dry. I stumbled through the rest. Everyone clapped when it ended, but I knew I failed. On the walk home, my chest pounded, feeling like all the wind had been knocked out of me. The next day, people whispered, "Bad luck?" My boss patted my shoulder. "Don't worry, it happens." But I felt like I deserved worse. Why did that happen then? Why at that exact moment? I shrugged it off at first, but a seed of doubt had been planted. A few days later, Alex went distant. Our daily texts and calls slowed down to almost nothing. He said it was busy at work, and we let it slide. Then came one night I'll never forget. Alex showed up at our favorite wine bar by the canal at midnight, trench coat dripping from a rain. His eyes were red from crying. I slid into the booth opposite him and asked what was wrong. He took my hands, voice trembling. "I'm sorry, Lily." I screwed up. My stomach dropped. What did I do? He paused a second, looking torn, then blurted, "I found out something about myself. I need some time away." My heart stopped. Time away? "Are you breaking up with me in a park at midnight?" I shouted. He flinched, looking more hurt. "No, Lily," he said softly. "Just trust me, please. I have to go." And with that, he walked out of my life without another word. I screamed. I begged. I ran after him through empty Venetian alleyways, calling his name until my voice cracked. He never turned around. That night, I curled up on my bedroom floor, staring at our photo on the wall. His words echoed in my head. I messed up. I asked the silence, "What did I do?" But only the church bells answered me. Thanksgiving came and went. Though we don't celebrate it here, I stayed in bed until morning, and still no word from Alex. I finally broke and called Sophia. "I'm so sorry," I sobbed to her, almost without understanding what I was apologizing for. "He said he messed up. He said he needed time. I don't know what I did." Sophia hugged me through the phone. Hey, it's okay. I know you're freaked out. Maybe something happened, but he loves you, Lily. Just give him space, and everything will make sense." I nodded, though I was furious at her on the inside for sounding so calm. The next morning, still bleary-eyed, I grabbed my phone. A message popped up on social media. My heart stopped. Someone had made an Instagram account pretending to be Sophia with my face as the profile picture. The chat? It had messages like, "Tonight was amazing. Tell her I can't wait to see her again." And the reply, "Don't worry, sweetheart. Everything's going according to plan. Just give us time." I stared at it. What is happening? My phone trembled so much I could barely hold it. The username was literally Sophia's contact info in Alex's phone. A chill ran up my spine. I called Alex, desperate. No answer. My stomach knotted. The blood drained from my face. I texted Sophia. "Explain this." Almost immediately, she called. When I answered, she sounded normal. Sunny, even. "Lily," she said cheerfully. "What's going on?" I screamed. What's going on?" "These screenshots, how did you—" Sophia jumped in. "Whoa, calm down. Lily, let me explain." But I couldn't wait. I shot back, "Is this a joke? Because I know your number is online somewhere. It's supposed to be you texting me right now." There was silence. Then, very quietly, she said, "Lily, that isn't Alex. My blood turned to ice. "What do you mean, not Alex?" "Maybe some hacker made a fake account," she replied too placidly. "It's probably nothing. Please, can I come over? We'll sort it out in person." Part of me wanted to throttle her, and part of me was completely petrified. "No," I said in a whisper. "Don't come over." She sounded hurt. "Lily, you're overreacting. I just saw something weird too, and I don't want to alarm you." I hung up without another word and sank to the floor, shaking. I felt like I'd been pushed off the Rialto Bridge by a wave. The pieces fell into place with horrifying clarity. Sophia's weird, jealous looks, her constant, helpful comments, and now this fake chat. She did this. I sent one last text to Alex. "Please, just tell me it's not true." No reply. That night I lay awake, face in the pillow. Part of me felt sick, thinking maybe he truly was the betrayer. But a bigger part felt a burning rage. Someone was trying to break us. In a haze of heartbreak and anger, I did something crazy. Early the next morning, while Venice was still asleep, I crept out of bed and did what I swore I never would. I broke into Alex's apartment. Well, I didn't exactly break in. Our friend Lorenzo downstairs had a key. I lied that I forgot mine and used his spare to slip inside. His living room was exactly how I'd left it. The stack of magazines by the couch, that mug with the whale I always hated, his laptop on the table. My hands shook as I turned it on. I pinned my eyes for any clue. Nothing on the screen, so I pried open his email. That's when I saw the draft. "Lily, I'm sorry it had to end like this. I messed up, but it's because of me, not you. Please be happy, whatever you do." It was addressed to me in his handwriting. The key was missing. My heart lodged in my throat. He planned to leave, thinking it was better than lying. I gasped so loud I audibly cried out. He wasn't cheating, he was hurting with me. The tears hit the keyboard. This wasn't Alex's doing. It was truly someone else. I snapped the laptop shut and grabbed my phone. I dialed Alex again. His voicemail clicked on. My voice cracked as I said, "I'm so sorry. I thought you lied. But I know now you didn't. It was Sophia. She framed you. Please come back." I waited by the phone for hours, begging him, but he never called. The sun had risen by the time I stood trembling in front of Sophia's building. I forced myself up those steps and knocked. She opened the door with that fake, worried face. I didn't say hello. Instead, I shoved my phone at her. "Explain this," I hissed. She looked at the screen and her face went deathly pale. She knew. I slammed into her apartment. "Why? What the hell, Sophia?" She backed against the wall, trembling. The mask dropped. She was my friend, and now I saw her as something else. I was so jealous," she spat, tears in her eyes. "I couldn't stand it. You had him and I didn't. I wanted him too myself. Something like a knife twisted in my gut. You used your own face to convince me my boyfriend was cheating." She stammered apologies, but I couldn't move or speak. My mind replayed everything. The missing charger, she took it from my bag, the way she always said, "Don't screw it up," whenever I mentioned Alex, the weird texts. It all was her plan. With shaking hands, I pulled the email off my phone and threw it on the coffee table. "Here." He was leaving me, and you ruined that for nothing. She lunged, trying to snatch it, but I yanked it away. Realization hit her. She had no clue I found that. She covered her mouth and sobbed, and for the first time I saw she was terrified. All I could say was, "The police!" Her knees gave out. She began to plead, "Lily, please don't turn me in." But I had no mercy left. People from the hallway started peeking in. "I'm sorry," I whispered, voice distant even to me. "But this is it." I walked out, locking the door behind me. The morning air was cold. My insides felt hollow. The betrayal, the deceit, the loss. I felt completely empty. What happened next feels almost unreal. Later that day, I collected myself and reported everything to a detective friend. Through it all, I still had some connections from work. Screenshots, emails, chat logs, I gave it all. Sophia ended up facing cyber harassment charges, and I heard a rumor she had to move back to Florence after the scandal. Honestly, I couldn't care less what happened to her beyond knowing she couldn't hurt us again. The best part was Alex. I finally texted him again, fighting tears. It was her. It wasn't you. Come back. He immediately drove to me. We met at the Bridge of Sighs at dawn. Pink light danced on the Grand Canal as he took my hands, eyes filled with tears. We held each other tight, apologizing. He said he was so sorry I had to figure it out this way. I said I was sorry for doubting him. I felt his heart against mine and heard it beating. Through tears, he whispered, "You're my home, Lily," I whispered back. It felt true. Now somehow we're okay. Sophia is gone from both our lives for good. Alex and I still wander these canals hand in hand, laughing at how crazy life got. We drink cappuccinos in the morning, watch the sunrise over the piazza, indulge in gelato as often as we like, just enjoying simple days. I notice the little things again, the sharp salt air, his warm hand in mine, the way he looks at me when he thinks I'm not watching. Is it over forever? I can't say completely. Venice has a way of holding on to the past. There are small cracks in the pavement where I fell apart. But I feel stronger now. I learned that anyone who messes with what's real will eventually get exposed. So that's it. My story of Venice, betrayal, and finally forgiveness. I'm sorry it's so long, but maybe someone needed to hear it. Maybe someone else who's lost trust will find a little hope in knowing there's justice. In the end, justice wasn't a courtroom. It was truth spilling out and a person realizing what mattered. Alex and I still wander these canals. For the first time in a long time, I believe in happy endings again. I'm Lily, and I'm living in Venice with the man I love. And this is my truth.